I signed up for a tournament on 1 day's notice. Let's make a video about it.
And the bracket was pretty stacked. These are all some very good black belts from the South Florida area. All right, let's head on down to Miami. Well, we made it to the Miami-Dade Fairgrounds. 2.5 hour drive. It's hot as shit. Jake. What? Right, so here's my first match, and I'm gonna be honest, I fought like complete dog shit here. I did not warm up well, and I just came out flat. But start off here, I was able to grab a front headlock. He kind of pulls. I try to jump in his side. Now we're in like a deep half situation, and I dive for the front headlock. He did a really good job of gaining this dogfight situation. And from there, he broke me down by grabbing the knee tap. I'm able to enter the octopus guard here. He also did an excellent job defending because I'm going to use this left butterfly here. I'm going to lift him up with it. Sorry, not yet. Hold on. And then I start coming out to the back. And I actually had chest to back exposure, but he would not let my hips escape. He did a really good job just pinning that leg there with his right arm. That's keeping me from getting behind him and getting to his back like I do to so many people. From there, he broke me down. I re-entered it once again. He steps over my leg. Now he's in the mount. And I'm just getting my fucking ass kicked here. From here, he's going to set up an arm attack. He gets on my arm. Boom. And I end up fighting this for quite some time. I just kept trying to build up. One thing he was doing really well to not let me get to my knees is he kept scooping my leg with his right arm here. Every time I tried to get up, he would just scoop that leg. And it was so hard to help me get up. Once I finally was able to free that, though, and I started coming up, then he's going to end up locking this rear triangle. So let's see. All right, so he's still just... It was a long time of me trying to build up to my knees. So he just keeps scooping that leg every single time. So I jumped the gun, bringing up that rear triangle. Hold on. I can't believe how long I spent this match in armbar. Right here, he does a beautiful job, throws on that rear triangle. And, I mean, I'm surprised how well I survived this. I kept kind of bringing my arm up and putting it further into the triangle so that it was hard to get that armbar pressure. Every time he would crank my arm here, it really just felt like a tricep stretch. And then the choke was decently tight, but I just kept elevating my shoulders. And eventually I do the right thing by grabbing this foot and passing it to the other side of my body. But then he again goes into the armbar. So I'll just spend forever in here, and he's cranking the arm, but it's not really doing much to my shoulder or my elbow joint. It's kind of just stretching my arm. So I bring my arm over right here, and I push it over to the other side. I'm like, cool, I'm going to get out. And then he throws on that arm bar, and I'm like, fuck. So there goes that match. Good job to Ricky. So my second match, this one goes a little bit better because I'm a little bit more woken up. But once again, just was kind of flat and did not open up much. I get caught in a triangle pretty early on in this match. Starts off with the arm bar, and I end up kind of freeing that. I do what I call a grape crusher to get out of this, and I'm just pressing on his nuts the whole fucking time. So, and it also buys me space. I just feed my other arm in, and I push down on the crotch until they open up. And this has been like consistently a good method for me to get out of triangles and arm bars. When I'm on top, that is. Boom, I pop out. All right, so now we open the guard, and I was trying to put a lot of pressure on him, trying to lean into this knee shield and use some forward pressure on my head and side-to-side movements. You know, he has a pretty good open guard, and I know he's a bit of a leg locker, so I was kind of keeping my legs far away, which does make it a little bit harder to put that pressure on him. But yeah, I mean, it was just me breaking open, standing up, trying to move, gain a little bit of an angle. But one thing I learned was that I am not moving nearly far enough towards the head. Like, I only shuffle a little bit, and then I start entering their guard, which is really not what I should be doing. And, you know, part of the good thing about breaking down this footage is really seeing my mistakes and viewing them. I'm going to try to kick back here. But again, just like not enough commitment. I should have been pushing his knee down through my legs. Try to dive on headlocks here. I do this a lot, and it's honestly kind of a sign of desperation for me. I do hit a lot of rolling headlock chokes. I'm pretty good at them, but I mean, that's really my cop-out when I'm not passing guard well. Tried to go for a little crappy straight ankle there. There's not a lot of time left, so I'm just trying to dive on anything I can. Was doing a little bit better here, pushing that knee down. Went for another crappy straight ankle, and it was a draw. So now we got this guy. He's a fucking monster. I knew he'd be my toughest challenge in the bracket, so I really came ready on this one. This was probably my best performance of the day. Uchimata attempt here. I just knew I didn't want to be on top, so I really committed to wrestling here. I was not going to pull guard. You know, if anyone was pulling guard, it was going to be him, which he did right here. Because we were collar tying and shooting and snapping for a while, and he got bored. He pulled guard, which is what I wanted. I wanted to put some pressure down on him. Once again, I could have definitely done a better job actually shuffling more towards the head. But my pressure was much better in this match, and it definitely started to pay off towards the end. And I was really looking to gain angles, go for underhooks, and just kind of drive my head right into his jaw. See right here, I'm looking for these underhooks all the time and just trying to lean in on him. Now I'll look for a little front headlock because he's actually giving me a better opportunity here when he goes for the underhook. That's a much better attempt than what I did in the Carmichael match and what I will end up doing in the next match. A lot of desperate shit. He catches me in a triangle here, and I'm going to end up looking for my Grape Crusher defense again. He goes on top here, and it kind of alleviates the pressure, but obviously I don't want to stay here for long because, you know, this guy cranking on my arm, not going to be good. Going to end up like the first match if I'm not careful. But here, I'm going to gain enough angle. And once again, he knocks me down. Here I have the Grape Crusher. Boom, I break it open. We were far out of the center, so they put us back once I got out. Now I'm just back putting the pressure on, and he was trying really hard to squeeze on me, which I know is tiring. I'm just trying to make him, see right here, much better attempt at the camp. Getting my arms much more close to him, where I'm actually stuffing, putting a lot of pressure here. And he's going to explode his ankle. Right here, I jump on him, and look at that left ankle. Goes, yeah, that was not good. That was not good. He actually had to pull out of the tournament after this match because it really fucked him up. He was going to wrestle, and then he feels his ankle. He grabs it right there, and he's like, oh, I got to sit down. So from this point, I had no idea that I had just exploded his ankle by accident. But, you know, back to my original plan is just putting pressure on him. And as you can see, like, I'm getting much closer with my underhooks and overhooks. Much better attempts here at passing and really just trying to camp to get this guy tired, using pressure on the head, using pressure on my underhooks, driving. I just wanted to stay on him the whole time. Right here, they actually had paused the action, so he was kind of pissed. You know, he was pissed about a lot of stuff. I'll tell you at the end of the match. But I'm complaining here because they ran time off the clock and went out of bounds, and there's only like 10 seconds left. And I'm like, give me that time back because I want to submit this guy. I still am trying to win this money, and the most submissions would win the tournament. So I go here. I go for my crappy little straight ankle, you know, and then I'm going to try to swing over the top for this leg. I was just looking for anything, you know. I mean, we only had like 10 seconds, so I was very desperate here. Look for another straight ankle. I fell off again. I was just sloppy as hell this day. So he was really pissed because he said I put my finger in his ass 3 times. And I'm like, dude, come on, like maybe twice, but like, come on, 3 times? But yeah, so now here's my match with Ant. This one was a lot of fun. Ant did amazing, way better than I thought he would. I mean, his passing and pressure shocked me because I'm a lot bigger than Ant. So, you know, this didn't surprise me because he does a lot of this weird backside stuff, and he went for that Woj lock there. I was ready for it. But here's something really good he was doing. He was using that leg lock attempt, and he knew I would turn away. And when I turned away from the leg attempts, it gave him a really good shot at passing on me. You know, he gains that angle. He ends up getting my back here. So I learned this amazing body triangle escape that I used right there. Where you grab your own leg, put your elbow on the inside of the lock, then open your leg. It's like a straight ankle lock on them. So I opened that triangle up and spun right out, you know. Really amazing. arm drag here. So he's going to do a victor's roll here, and the leg attempt ends up becoming a takedown, which again just shocked me because I'm always out wrestling him in training. But man, I mean, he came ready. Look, once again, he leg drags, and because of that threat of the legs, normally anyone else leg drags, I'm just going to high leg and face them. But him, I started turning away because, you know, I didn't want him on my legs. He's good there. So, I mean, he was just really good with his tactics. Had him out here, but I'm a little bit stronger, so I just push him off. But, and then right here, I start running out of time. Look, a little desperate headlock roll, like I said earlier. Here's another one, because, again, I actually have success with these on ant sometimes. Right here, he's going to spike himself on his head. He tries to jump over me, and he just, he said he got a little concussed there. Sorry, Ant, didn't mean to do that. But here, I'm just trying to put my pressure on. You know, I know I don't have much time left. So I just started kind of freaking out. Like, whoop-de-daisy. Oh, here we go. A little front roll action. Little kickback. There we go. Yeah. I was just trying whatever, man. I was just trying whatever. The ref is, like, just desperately trying to keep up with us.
Not my best day. That's okay, though. First day back. Yeah.
You know, I was hoping that I was going to give you guys this triumphant, badass performance, but that's not what happened today. Today was pretty eye-opening, and I don't want to call it disappointing because I don't want to be negative, but it's hard not to walk away feeling a little bit let down and just expecting a lot more out of myself, but I am quite motivated to get back to work, to get going, to fix my mistakes. And a lot of my mistakes are mental. I just have to be so much stronger, so much more mentally strong. And I will be, and I intend to be, but this is just hard to realize that you're not exactly where you thought you were. But I will be. I'm confident in myself, I believe in myself. And this is what I need to do. So I got home a little bit ago, made some food. I'm taking a poop right now. And it is what it is, you know? Like, am I upset? Yeah. Am I gonna get to work? Yes. But I do realize there's nothing I can do today. And a lot of this was just certain little changes I can make. I'm already good enough to be a champion. I already have the ability within me, but if I don't show up and have the right mindset on competition day, none of it's going to matter. And that's my big takeaway, is as hard as I'm training, as much work as I'm putting in, a diet change, not smoking, not doing drugs, it did help. I could feel it in my gas tank today, but I didn't put my foot on the gas. And that's mental. It doesn't matter how good a shape you are. You're not going to use it if you don't push, if you don't push, if you don't push, if you don't push. So I am just going to do whatever I can to dial my mind in and be ready to put that pace on people and use this weapon that I've been developing. Because otherwise it's all a waste of time. And, you know, I'm just ready for the next chapter. And I'm not going to think about too much more tonight. I've done what I've done, and I appreciate everybody who supports me and loves me, and, you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm never going to give up. Like, I'm in the long run for this shit, and I want to be a champion, and that's what I'm going to do.